Welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. We're talking to the collective today. So welcome everyone. Thank you to all who have liked, shared, subscribed, comment. Really helps the channel. I appreciate everything there. Thank you. Let's get into it. Let me know if there's something you'd like to hear. Comment below. I'll meditate on it. See if I can't get you some answers. Listen for your golden nuggets. You'll know what's for you, what's not. Leave for someone else. Tarot should be a way, in my opinion, to help you with your life and help you individually figure out where you're going, where you want to go. An individual choice, but let's read the energy and see what can help you here with this read. Right off the bat, we're looking at the future, Two of Wands. This can also talk about, I'm looking at a couple different scenarios for myself. And one, I'm just staying where I am and I'm comfortable here. And maybe that's taken a long time for you to get to a comfortable place in your life and you want to relish it. Or you're looking at a path that's a lot more challenging. And do you want to challenge yourself for new adventures or adventures maybe you couldn't have even imagined? Now, typically this card talks about don't stay where it's comfortable. Go where you're being challenged. And probably through a lot of different reads, like myself, you've learned, it's good to always be challenged. It's good to always be learning. I'll agree with that. But sometimes it's good to take a break from challenges and just enjoy the joy. High Priestess is out here. Intuitive thoughts, intuition when it comes to people I'm getting as well. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like you're coming out of a period, actually, I'm hearing where you just overrode your own intuition about people. And you knew what you were dealing with. But maybe you hoped that they would change, or maybe you saw in them something that they don't see in themselves, and you're waiting for them to be that person you could see them capable of becoming. But something here didn't happen. That didn't happen. And so either the messages go back to your intuition on this person, because that's right on the money here. With regards to them now, of course, people change, energy changes. But also I think the message is very strong in, remember, you have these abilities and you read people real well. So don't second guess that or talk yourself out of that. We've got the Empress on the floor. Lots of abundance here. Maybe even you're expecting something about love. I do see love and abundance. Fertility. Our Empress is a beautiful card to get. She's good at everything she does. She embodies the four wonderful qualities of our she embodies the wonderful qualities, many wonderful qualities of our four queens. She's the top-notch feminine card. And I just see a lot of blooming here and just a lot of flourishing. Hangman. This is in the reverse. Coming out of a period of stagnation, coming out of a period where you took a time out. Ace of Cups. This is also in the reverse. Yeah, you're coming out of a period, actually, of holding yourself back emotionally. So you got clear on a few people in your life, and I am getting that it's a plural situation, people. And you said to yourself, I knew this all along. Why did I? Of course, nothing is a waste of time, but I feel like maybe that sentence has been used. This has been a waste of time. I knew exactly what I was involved in here, and I just kept telling myself otherwise. It wasn't a waste of time because you learned something. You learn to rely on self. You learn to rely on these instincts that you have, this intuition that you have. That's very key and on point. And in doing so, or getting to this point, you have taken a time out. Maybe to look at you, go inward. And I think you held yourself back and are continuing to hold yourself back from these people. This is not the style that you want to have in your life. This doing for others is great, but no reciprocation. Giving too much of yourself. Now I feel like the focus is on self. The King of Wands is out here. It's a very dynamic energy. This is a masculine energy. Very dapper, but forceful, charismatic, fiery. Could be dealing with a fire sign. This could be you. I think what this is saying is you found your fire. You got your mojo back. Maybe a phrase that's overused too much, but you got back into relying on your abilities. And you can see how that has just opened up your world, how you are flourishing. And I do believe of the scenario of, are you going to stay with this where it's comfortable, or are you going to go someplace else? It challenges you a bit. And where does that lead you? I feel like you're going to do the latter. Maybe in hoping these people would change, or in hoping that they would see what you saw in them. There was some sort of comfort there. And that's understandable. But I feel like now you're saying, hey, I've been blessed with a lot of wonderful skills. Talents. And I'm seeking more. I'm seeking more. Definitely that phrase, I'm seeking more. 9 of Swords in the reverse. It's a feeling of calm now. Not letting anybody else stress you out. Maybe other people's problems were being presented to you like they were yours, or you felt like you could fix them. That was very stressful for you. Of course, we always want to help where we can in any way, serving others. But it needs to be done with regards to making sure we're taken care of first. Because we can't give if we haven't taken care of self. 8 of Cups in the reverse. You're staying in this energy of, I'm not going to be stressed out. I may challenge myself to do new things in the future, but I'm not going to be stressed out by the energies of others. I'm not going to be stressed out, I'm hearing, by what stresses out others. Their stress does not become my emergency. We'll get that in a minute. Card on the floor, alert. We usually have quite a few of those alerts in any given read. Okay, King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is where you're going to find your strength, is in refocusing your efforts and your energies. And again, with an emphasis more on self. Like solid in self, then serve others. But serve others in a way that has healthy boundaries. Help others to help themselves, not do for them, in other words. You're going to have a lot of success here with this refocusing. I see a lot of success here. And again, I see more of an emphasis on just this blossoming, flourishing energy. More messages for our collective here. Flourishing is a word that keeps coming up in my head. Flourishing. It's going to be a significant transformation for sure. Ideas are fertile. Situations are fertile. Glory, joy is the energy here. Flourish for sure. Let's go one more time with this deck. Hope everyone's doing well. Tomorrow is our full moon, but whenever you're reaching this is when you're meant to see it. But for those of you watching in February, tomorrow is our full moon. I know I said one more time. I feel like there might be something. No, okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. And this has to do with speaking up and speaking your truth. And it may even have brought you into a sticky scenario, situation. People didn't want you speaking. People didn't want you going away from them after you spoke your truth. But you're riding that wave. And I think that wave leads you to some very good areas in your life, new areas. And I see you boldly going there. Something about truth for sure. Let's get out our smaller cards. Let's find out about that future. Can we get, Spirit, please, a little bit more information on the future for our collective after they make this refocus happen? What's in store? More specifics, please. Flourishing, energy, joy. Can we get a little bit more specifics in what area? Any advice? Two of Cups. Wow. Okay, Two of Cups. That talks about soulmate energy. Cups talk about love. I feel like this is love related. And I feel like you're going to be very complimentary, you two, but also different. So a lot of the core will be similar, your core beliefs, your core desires, your like to the core what you're wanting here, but you're also very different. Stand out. You two stand out. I am also getting like some sort of old connection. This will feel very familiar to you because you've done this before with this person. You've been in connection before with this person. If you believe in past lives, it's something like this. If you believe in the familiarity of people because you're meant to be, it's something like that. Could be both. Whoopsie. And we've got the Flying Priestess. Okay, so the High Priestess, you've gotten twice. I think this love connection is going to be so strong because you're intuitively going to know. And I feel like they might also, but you for sure will intuitively know. Because you've tapped back into that ability that's so strong, you'll intuitively know this is for you. Wow, I'm glad we asked for more specifics. Okay, this is the Page of Cups. This talks about serendipitous moments. Yeah, I feel like that's what's going to happen. Like you're going to turn at a coffee shop or something. They're going to be right there. We're going to start up a conversation in line. I don't know why I'm getting that somewhere. And they're just right there. The conversation continues. I feel like the divine has their eye on you both. They really want this to happen. Divine singular, divine plural, your spirit team. God, whoever you believe in. Your element that's higher than self that you believe in really has an eye on this connection. Always has, like is finally bringing you together. I feel like there's a sense of milk and honey here. That's like cup runneth over, wonderful abundance. And we do see abundance here over and over again. The magician is here, and I'm not at all surprised to see this. This is something you've manifested, and I'm also feeling like it's something that your spirit team has manifested for you. So that's a relationship that you are probably, it's just a relationship that is all you've ever wanted for and more. 9 of Pentacles. Because even in relationships, you felt like you were alone. Maybe relationships, people were attracted to you because of your strength. But whatever your needs were that you needed addressed in the relationship, they were never addressed. And I feel like that was more like being seen for you and being nurtured and coddled and cuddled and something softer because you can do the individual strong stuff that people were drawn to. But they needed that. So they couldn't turn around and give you any kind of strength or nurturing because they were lacking it. They were lacking where you were lacking. This is going to be a blend of a good reciprocation here and not a taking from you or leaving you empty. There's a feeling, I do feel like I'm all of a sudden feeling emotions of like emptiness, like I've given this 110% effort and then there's just emptiness here. No, none of that. The wheel turns. We love to see that. That means that good fortune is on your side. If you felt like nothing's going right for me, this wheel is turning now and it's all going in your favor. When you see the wheel, that's the significance of that. 10 of Swords. Things are ending. Things are beginning. New phases in life. And it's all because you refocused. So think about how extraordinary that is when you tap into your spirit team, how extraordinary they can be, and how extraordinary energy is that you can do something that doesn't seem to take a lot of time. Maybe it did, but relatively speaking, you can refocus, meditate, get clear. Refocusing your life can make all sorts of amazing changes happen. The 8 of Wands here, this talks about communication. This talks about fast motion. Something fast happens here when you meet this perhaps even love of your life, or this significant connection. It's soulmate energy. It doesn't have to be romantic, but something that just really changes up the dynamics of your life is a more give and take. There's a lot of good communication here. 3 cards hiding here. Let's read them. 3 cards have flipped, and I don't know how they flipped, so let's read them. This is the Page of Wands. This talks about new desires, new passions, a new relationship. Here's the Empress again. You get this twice. We are talking about abundance there. After hard work, I am getting like the road has not been easy, and now here is abundance for you. And I am getting, again, milk and honey. Like, it's paved. The path is paved with just abundance and beauty and you're alive and on fire with this new situation, this new you, this new clarity, this new way of looking at your life and how you want to show up. The Sun brings about all sorts of happiness. And I do see between you two, this connection, this soulmate connection. I do see that you maybe even have families of your own, or you create a family here, but I do see family trees are involved, and 2 of Pentacles. In fact, this is a sense of once this comes into your life, there's going to be such a juggling of what's possible and what happens. Like your life picks up the pace. There might be a ring involved here. There might be a heavy-duty commitment here. There's definitely good fortune. We see that a couple of different ways in the cards. Six of Pentacles. Yes, and I like to see it in the upright because we started out early on in this read with it upside down. And we were talking about an unfair give and take. More taking was being done from you. Now this is in the upright. That's going to even out a fair exchange. I feel like you've cried a lot about this. Actually, I feel like you were kind of just stuffing it back in the recesses of your mind, but it was coming out as anger because you knew what you were doing. You knew you were giving too much to people and they weren't giving back. And it was irritating to you, but it was coming out as both. Of course, when we're angry, the flip side of that is sadness. So if you're feeling a lot of sadness, you could be angry. If you're angry, you know, it's a mask for sadness. You were aware of this, yeah. You just didn't know how to deal with it. It was like you were just taking whatever came along. I can make whatever works here. Whoever comes along, I can make it work. Or I can't do better, and so I'm going to make this work. Both of those scenarios I'm feeling, but in reality, you can do a lot better. And you refocused, realized that, and are doing that. Two of Wands. Hey, we get that twice as well. That is the first card that came out for you. Two of Wands. Are you going to sit with it where it's comfortable? Or are you going to challenge yourself and see all the amazing things that you didn't even think were possible happen in your life? And there is an emphasis a little bit on going towards what challenges you while also being reminded of, you know, if you've had a hectic life up until this point, there's been a lot of challenges. Sometimes it's nice to just sit if you find comfort. Like maybe that is what you find as you challenge yourself, is not a lot of conflict, not a lot of challenges, and more of a Zen feeling and a feeling of comfort. And then you want to stay there. So you can read those cards a couple of different ways. Four of Pentacles. Hanging on. You were hanging on to, I can make this work. And I think you were even giving of your money. You're providing for sure a foundation for people in different relationships. I see same patterns, different relationships. I see same relationships, different faces. So you may have even said or felt like, I'm dealing with a deceitful person, Seven of Swords just comes out, who lies a lot and tells me, you know, how much they need me, but they really just need me as a foundation and they need my money. And even I feel like this might have been a common phrase, I'm dating the same person over and over again, but they have a different face because that's what you were doing. Three of Cups, there is celebration here when you make this refocus happen. And certainly with the Two of Cups and some sort of significant soulmate relationship comes in. But you got to let go of the illusions and the delusions of what people are telling you because you have to lean in on that High Priestess. You've gotten that card twice. You have the instincts here. You know who's being sincere with you, and you know who's in it for you and who's in it for other reasons. And I don't see, let's just get real here. I don't see that you've been in a relationship where someone was in it for you. They were in it for what you could provide in a variety of different ways. So see the talent and the amazing that is you because of these things that they see in you, and find someone, perhaps even serendipitously, by being comfortable being alone. But then one day you're going to turn and there's going to be someone there that your spirit team has brought you that sees all these wonderful qualities in you and also sees you. And they're in it for you. They see you, they're in it for you, they're not in it for what you can do for them. Strength. Have the strength if this has to take some time to reach you. And in that time, learn more about yourself. Teach yourself new skills. Do activities that you love. When you do activities that you love, you'll increase the opportunities to meet other people that love those activities. And be in your true, authentic self. Find out what that is if you need to get a reminder. Because in sending out that energy, you're also going to get it back. And that's what you want. You want someone that mirrors your goodness and your fantastic, unending talents and skills. Not someone that says, hey, I lack in this area, but you could do it for me. If I connect with you, if I have a relationship with you, you could do for me. No. You want an even give and take. Queen of Pentacles here. And that is your match. King of Pentacles was already out on the table in another deck. This is going to be a very prosperous relationship. And again, because of the abundance, but abundance can mean a variety of things. I mean, maybe you guys even start a business together as we're talking about Pentacles now. Or you have, you're the type of couple that has this exciting idea and then, but it's simple and it's amazing and it helps others and it just takes off like wildfire. And you're the type of couple that knows how to make that happen. Not just talk about it, but see it happen. Make it be so. Okay, let's go one more time. I think we got a lot more detailed info on this, so I feel good about that. I like the message. Some of it's hard. The waiting is always hard, of course. The refocusing is not easy, but, look at the benefits. Stick with it. Stay with it. Don't lose hope. Lean in on your spirit team. Talk with them. If you're feeling like, I'm just not strong enough for this, I have to be in a relationship. Sometimes people feel that way. Get strength from them. You'll hear from them. Oh, no. You don't actually have to be in a relationship. You are quite strong. Focus in on your strengths. Rattle them off. Maybe they'll be rattled off for you. I don't know how your spirit team speaks to you, but if you get in tune, you'll get some great insight into yourself, into your situation. You'll gain strength from it. If you're feeling low. 3 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Your ships are coming in. They are coming in. You're standing at the side of the ocean's edge, and they are just about in sight, or they are in sight. And I do get a sense of you're worried about time alone. Re-script it in your mind. This is time for you to get to know you. This is time for you to get solid in what you want, to get stronger because you're alone and you're getting more and more comfortable with that. Where you're uncomfortable, you re-script it. You're getting more comfortable. Gain strength in that. Try some re-scripting exercises. I have a class that I talk about re-scripting. Exercises that I've done for myself that have really been helpful. And basically what it is, just in a nutshell, is sit with those emotions that make you uncomfortable. Find out why. Follow that path. This may take a long time. This may take a few weeks, a few days. It may be very uncomfortable. Try and stick with the discomfort because therein lies some really good insight into yourself. And then when you find where that uncomfortability is coming from, re-script it in your mind. How should this have gone? How would you like this to go? How would you like this to go in the future if you run into this type of situation again? Okay, for example, I just feel like I have to give you more here. Okay, so for example, I'm uncomfortable being by myself. Let's say that. I don't feel like this, but I can relate to people in my life who have had these types of feelings. And, to some degree, sure, we all have had this, but not to the point where I always have to be with a boyfriend type scenario. But I know people who have, and I've gotten to know them really well. And the feeling is, I'm not complete without someone. I have to have somebody always in my life, but follow that trail And it can be a variety of things. This is just an example. Follow that trail, as I said to these friends. Where does that lead you? Why do you feel like that? Were you abandoned sometime in your childhood? Do you feel like you're not enough? Have you heard that in your life? Was it when you were younger? Was it when you were, in very formidable years? And, try and pinpoint these things. Ask yourself, did you respect the person that said that to you? Were they really on their game? Were they talking more about themselves and assuming you were like them? Are you really even like this? Ask yourself these questions, follow these trails, and then see where the patterns are. Like, if you adopted that, then did you start doing that? You are not enough. So then your patterns were, you started to always have to have a boyfriend, always have to have a girlfriend, this type of thing. Always had to have, 50 friends that you don't really even know well, as opposed to 1 or 2 friends that you know so well that are in your corner. Look at the patterns in your life. Why is it so important that you can't be alone? And when you ask yourself those questions, you can follow those trails and you can rescript it. I am enough. Start saying, I am enough to the person as you follow your trail who said, you're not enough. You always will need somebody's help, or something along these lines. Rescript it. I am enough. And that is a mantra you say for 7 days, that type of thing. See where that leads you. Because I do get a sense of somebody here that has to be in a relationship, but feels like they have to. You don't have to always be in a relationship. In fact, it might behoove you to not be in a relationship. Get in a relationship with self. Get to know yourself better. Give yourself more credit for being strong enough to be on your own, doing your own thing. We do see you do well in other areas. Take that kind of mental strength, that kind of energy, and put it towards maybe this piece of the pie that you just don't feel like you can be strong in. You tick off all the other areas. You're great in business, you're great here, you're great there, but you always have to be in a relationship. Ask yourself why that is, rescript it, because you can be strong in this piece of the pie as well. I hope that's helpful. Okay, so what you have here is, in the way of charms, we have I think this is a pumpkin. But what I'm really focusing in on is there is a lot of growth here underneath with the stem and the leaves. And leaves are always about growth. And I'm seeing this more in the area of like our abundance that we saw with our Empress, with the garden and the flourishing and planting a seed. And here's what comes from it. Nourishing food for the mind, food for the body. And then you also have the peacock. Beauty. Some people say the peacock can be like grandstanding, ego. I don't see it as that. I see it as just sheer beauty. Like one of the most beautiful birds. And so many birds are, all birds are beautiful. So many are extraordinarily beautiful. And this one is extraordinarily beautiful. And also their communication is beautiful too. So maybe you're a wonderful communicator, or maybe that's an insight into what's to come as you get to know yourself and you become more communicative with yourself. Understanding yourself better, more realistic view of self, and you're refocusing. Remember, your refocus will change your life. Thank you for joining me. That is your message, your collective message. I didn't think we'd go this long, but I did want to write that out in certain places that I felt like we needed just some more. So thank you for joining me. And always remember on this channel, as we like to end with, let's always remember who we are and let's remember our self-worth. Please, if you like this message and you like this channel, like, share, and subscribe, comment. It helps the channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.